Thank you very much for joining us today for the grant signing ceremony of Japan's grant assistance for grassroots and human security projects. Now, for those of you who may not have heard about GGHSP or have heard about it but don't know what it's about, the GGHSP is a token of appreciation from the people of Japan to their friends in Ghana about the good relationship that is in between the two countries. Now, this token comes in the form of projects that aims at addressing critical human security concerns across the country, mostly in rural areas and peri-urban areas in the country. And today, we are happy to have 3 organizations who have been very successful in the process. And today is marking the first day in the beginning of the implementation of their projects. And I would like to take advantage of that and then acknowledge the presence of these 3 organizations. They are Integrated Action for Community Development, INTAGRAD. We have the Mampong Municipal Health Directorate. And then we have the West Gonja Hospital. Now, these projects are not selected randomly. They are selected after a very competitive application process. So if you are here today, it means you've submitted a very sustainable and innovative plan of addressing the human security concerns in your community. And so congratulations once again. Thank you. Yeah. The grant is going to be signed by 2 parties. That is the organization on behalf of your communities, and then the people of Japan. Of course, the whole of Japan cannot be here to sign the contract with you. And so Japan has a representative in Ghana who is signing the contract on behalf of the people of Japan. So I would like to take this opportunity to invite His Excellency, the Ambassador of Japan to Ghana, Ambassador Himeno, to come and give his speech.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Once again, good morning. I'm very happy to be here. I have not prepared a speech as such, but what I like to say is first a little bit about this sort of project, although I hope you already know this. We call it the Grassroots Human Security Project. And this human security part is very unique. In addition, grassroots. The human security is addressing the need of the people, individuals. Human security is in contrast to national security. Rather than talking about national defense, fighting against enemies, etc. But threats or happiness, sources of happiness or lack of sources of happiness are closer to each one of us. This is a concept your friends in Japan developed years ago, working with many other people. And this is part of the world conversations. And one tangible way for us at the embassy here is to be helpful through the projects so that your own people feel happier or safer. And today we have 3 wonderful projects relating to the health sector. Health is very crucial to the human security, as well as education, other things. But we are very, very committed. Japanese friends are committed to be helping. But it is all of you who are actually faced with big challenges. And we will be very happy to be part of your very important endeavors. Second thing I'd like to mention is this is you may think it's a high-level remote discussion, but this is linked to what we are trying to do. Next year, Japanese government will be hosting a big international conference on African development. We call it the TICAD, TICAD. It's because Tokyo International Conference on African Development. Hence it's TICAD and TICAD. This is an initiative Japanese government people started 23 years ago. 23 years ago, Soviet Union disappeared. So many or some people in the so-called West thought the need to help our African friends, brothers and sisters, is now less, because part of the strategic reason of helping our friends in Africa was fight against communism. Now communism is gone. We can use the resources for our own purposes, etc. It was Japan at that time who came up and said, no, it's not right. We should continue. So Japan started to organize this big event. And it is an open event, not between Africa and Japan, because we wanted to discuss the continued need and improve the way with all other people, international organizations, Europeans and America, and recently increasing new partners like China, Brazil. And this new program, Japan will be hosting a big conference end of August next year. So you might read or hear something about TICAD, then please remember this is connected, because human security aspect will be very important there. Health aspect will be very important there. Actually, in the context of the TICAD, 2 years ago, Japanese government designated Ghana as one of the 3 priority countries for the universal health coverage support in Africa, alongside with Kenya and Senegal. So we would like to continue to be helpful to the extent possible. But I have already spoken long. I would like to congratulate each one of you. First, Intergrad friends, by saying I'm trying. Dasiba? Does that make sense? And I say Suchere?
Yeah.
What I meant was I'm happy.
I'm happy. Yeah.
I'm not doing well, but
Yeah.
so you have to correct me later. And to our friends from Mampong Municipality, Health Directorate of the Mampong Municipality, March? Does that make sense? Marchi. And Ani Ajeche. So I have to look at the text again. Maniaji. Maniaji. Yeah? So Maniaji, I'm happy, Maniaji. And to friends from the West Gonja, Ansoma. And Umpon Terayaga. Umpo Terayaga. Yeah, I'm happy. Before I conclude, I'd like to mention something you are already keenly aware of. Importance of making the full use of this, your wonderful projects, not only between now and the completion, but after the completion, which is very important. Therefore, I'm very happy to know that not only yourselves, but also other friends in your communities, in your district, are your supporters. And that is very important because without the mechanism of maintenance, it will be at some point in time become very difficult. So please continue to engage with these wonderful relations with many people in your communities. And if you find difficulties, do let us know. Before closing, I also like to recognize the Bishop of Damongo Diocese. I understand the Bishop has provided the land for the construction of the facility. Without land, it cannot be done. But with everybody's contribution commitment, I'm confident that your wonderful project will be very successful. And once again, I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you very much, sir, for your speech. When Ambassador was talking, he did mention that the first batch of projects this year, all the 3 projects are health-related projects. And he did emphasize about the importance of health. Earlier this year, we went to commission a project in Zabzugu. I went with the Ambassador, and he made a remark that I've written down, and I reflect upon it all the time, that he said health should never be considered as a cost. When you are doing a health project, don't look at the cost. Look at the long-term benefit you are going to get from it. So indeed, we do prioritize health projects. And so once again, congratulations. And then we will now take speech from the representatives of the organizations. So we'll take the first speech from Mr. Isaku Sanusi, representing Integrated Action for Community Development. Thank you.
Invited guests, media, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today on behalf of my director, who is currently out of the country on an official assignment, full of appreciation and joyfulness, not for any other reason, but for the people of Seyiri community, Wa Municipal, Upper West Region, and Ghana as a whole. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Japan Embassy on behalf of Seyiri community, Wa Municipal, Upper West Region, and Ghana as a whole for responding to one of the most pressing health needs of Seyiri community and its surrounding communities. The project contract we are here to sign will undoubtedly bring change to the people of Seyiri communities, its neighboring communities, Upper West Region, and Ghana as a whole. The project will help provide quality health services and also increase the rate at which the people of Seyiri and its neighboring community access health services. As many of you may already know, the facility is a community-based health planning services, that's Chief's Compound, and is expected to have the following facilities: 2 living rooms, a delivery room, furniture, medical equipment, toilet, and a borehole. The borehole is expected to serve both the Chief's Compound and the community at large. The project is expected to serve Seyiri community and 7 neighboring communities. It is important to take note of the population dynamics of the beneficiary communities in question, so as to appreciate the estimated number of people the facility will be serving. Seyiri has an estimated population of 1,055 people. Kokoiri has an estimated population of 887 people. Tanipuari, 901 people. Werentinga, 793 people. Goliyiri, 955 people. Balayiri, 781 people. Dayiri, 640 people. And last but not the least, Kukuyiri, 773 people, which sum up to 6,785 people. It is equally important to point out that, as we speak, the nearest medical facility to Seyiri and its neighboring communities is about 23 kilometers. Due to the stress involved in accessing the nearest medical facility, the community is faced with numerous health challenges, and among them are maternal health issues, infant health issues, malnutrition, just to mention a few. In fact, the CHIPS compound to be constructed intend to help address the health needs of Seyiri community and its neighboring communities. The facility will not only increase access to healthcare, but most importantly, improve healthcare delivery in Seyiri community, Wa Municipal, Upper West Region, and Ghana as a whole. In conclusion, I'll end by reiterating Intergrad unflinching commitment in delivering the contract in due course. Once again, thank you, Japan Embassy, for such a rare support given to Seyiri community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Somisi, for your words of appreciation. Indeed, the people of Japan are happy to be able to assist you at a time when you need them the most. I would like to also take advantage, before I invite the next speaker, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the media here. We've been doing this every year. Anytime we do it, the media come to support us. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Daily Graphic, Ghanaian Times, Daily Guide, Business and Financial Times, and HSTV. We thank you very much for your hand of friendship. Right. Now I will invite the next speaker, Mr. Jacob Amwa from Mampong Municipal Health Directorate.
When I listened to my colleague, then I realized that we were on the same course. So let me start by saying that, Mr. Ambassador, the coordinators of the program, embassy staff, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be amongst you today as one of the privileged districts to benefit from a grant from the people of Japan. Permit me to brief you on the history of the place. That is Bunusu, where we are going to do something. Asante Mampong, where I'm coming from, is the silver stool of the Ashanti region, and it's one of the 30 districts in Ashanti region. It has a total population of 103,323 people. It has about, that is for Mampong, that is what I'm making reference to. It has 85 settlements, with about 61% of them being rural. The rural areas are mostly found in the northern part of the municipality, where communities with an average of less than 500 people live in dispersed patterns. The municipal administratively is divided into 5 sub-districts. And Bunusu, where, and what we're going to talk about, happens to be associated with one of the sub-districts. And Bunusu is the reason why I'm standing before you today. So to talk about Bunusu, Bunusu is one of the many scattered communities in the Adidjan sub-district of Asante Mampong Municipal. The area is a farming community, and hence the inhabitants live in scattered patterns, and the catchment has an estimated population of 10,000. Apart from farming, one of the key economic activities of the people is charcoal burning. The standard of living is very low, and there is limited economic activities which also tend to affect their basic health needs. For instance, farming is done only on a subsistence basis, and that on the basis of that, they are only able to provide something to feed their families. There is only one borehole, which is woefully inadequate for the population. The road network to Bunusu and its catchment area is very rough and slippery, especially during rainy seasons. And the nearest health facility is 30 kilometers away. There are several instances where pregnant women, in an attempt to get to the nearest health facility, had to deliver on the wayside. And there were times when even taxi drivers had to assist in delivering and assisting the pregnant women. So what are the potential benefits of the project and why we made efforts to request for assistance? The construction of the Bunusu Health Facility, which is not a cheap compound, but basically a health center, will help solve all the health problems of the people by improving health access to health care and also reduce to the barest minimum maternal and child health morbidity and mortality. The construction of a borehole as part of the project will also improve the availability of quality water, hence reducing water wash and waterborne diseases, which happen to be one of the challenges within the community. On behalf of the Regional Director of Health Services, I wish to pledge our commitment to the project in the field of staffing and plant preventive maintenance. And before I came down yesterday, I had a chat with the municipal chief executive of the municipal. And what he's saying is, I should extend his greetings to the ambassador and to request that normally we have this saying that Oliver Twist should ask for more. So Oliver Twist, in the context of the municipal chief executive, is asking that once he appreciates the assistance that you are going to give to us, which he knows is going to help us a lot, if it could be possible, look at Mampong Municipal as one of the critical areas and possibly come and assist us in the context of education, agric, and other areas. Finally, on behalf of the people of Bunusu and on my own behalf, representing the health services within the district, we would like to say a big thank you for when we requested for assistance. You did not say no, though you had a lot of people requesting for assistance. You saw our need and decided to assist us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jacob Amoah, for your words of appreciation. And the GGHSP team has also taken notice of your request for more. Now you've put more challenge on yourself. Your future projects may also depend on how well you execute these projects that you are entrusting on you. So we are counting on you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take the last speech for the day before we go into the grant signing. And the last speech will be delivered by the rep from West Gonja Hospital in the person of Most Reverend Peter Anchier.
What use this? See, the ambassador of the Embassy of Japan in Ghana, coordinators of the Japan Grassroots Human Security Project, fellow representatives and staff of beneficiary institutions for the Japan Grassroots Human Security Project, all other staff of the Embassy of Japan here present, media men present, distinguished invited guests. I am very delighted to be here for this memorable occasion and to have the opportunity to witness and to speak as owner of the West Gonja Catholic Hospital, Damango, in the northern region of Ghana. On behalf of the hospital board, the management and staff of the West Gonja Hospital, and indeed all the people of the Diocese of Damango, which is 36% of the total landmass of the northern region, so that's about 1/3. I'd like to thank Your Excellency and all the staff of the embassy, to thank the people of Japan for this historic day and moment that begins a process for the improvement of neonatal health in the West Gonja district and its adjoining districts of North Gonja, Central Gonja, Solatuna Kalba, which have neither hospitals nor neonatal intensive units. And also to add more and more, our hospital, which is located in a very deprived and rural area, is attracting a lot of attention even beyond the boundaries of the diocese. The hospital's plan for the neonatal intensive care unit stemmed from a high case rate of babies born underweight at the hospital and the West Gonja District Health Services. From a 5-year, that is 2011 to 2015, record of data on this indicator, a total of 1,759 cases were recorded, giving an annual and a monthly burden of 352 and 29 babies, respectively, from all 4 districts. The Ghana Statistical Services 2014, in its demographic and health survey, reported that the northern region registered the second place, 12.9%, after the eastern region, 13.5%, with the incidence of children born with low birth weights. The situation in the northern region could be appreciated from the data presented on low birth weights among neonates in 4 districts of the region. Your Excellency, Goal 3 of the Sustainable Development Goals seeks to ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. In the spirit of ensuring no one is left behind, the health needs of the low birth weight or sick neonates should be provided. My team sought to bridge this gap as part of the efforts of the Catholic Health Service in providing complementary services to the interventions of the government of Ghana in the area. For the 4 districts where data was gathered, they have no hospitals except the West Gonja Hospital. Given that the other 3 districts share boundaries with the West Gonja district and access hospital services at the West Gonja Hospital, management explored opportunities to establish a neonatal intensive care unit to salvage the plights of low birth weights or sick neonates from the 4 districts and beyond. This effort is in line with the hospital's strategic plan of carving a niche in the delivery of quality health services, especially maternal and child health services. The West Gonja Catholic Hospital is a health service facility that is poised to deliver unconditional health care based on the best standards of quality to clients in line with Christ's healing ministry. This is attainable when all necessary inputs, including drugs, infrastructure, equipment, and skilled staff are available. As we believe that every health condition, irrespective of the state, could be healed with God's intervention through mankind, we are certain that neonates who are born underweight or are sick will survive with access to neonatal intensive care unit services. Access to funding for the idea from abroad, however, remained as a daunting challenge for the 3 years until a decision was made to explore internally from the embassies in Ghana. And by the grace of God, and by the efforts of your team, Your Excellency, we are happy to sign the agreement for the neonatal intensive care unit project today. This gesture of solidarity and collaboration underpins the commitment of the President and the people of Japan to the cause of development in Ghana, despite the growing donor fatigue around the world. For this huge investment, we pledge to ensure value for money in the construction and maintenance of the project. We will follow the implementation requirements and report as expected. Once again, on behalf of the people of the diocese, particularly the beneficiaries, I would like to say a big thank you to Your Excellency and to your team and the people of Japan for accepting our project. Thank you, and God bless you.
Generations. Now we are going to go on to the grant signing, and we'll do so in the order of the speech as we gave earlier. And so I will invite the rep for Integrated Action for Community Development, Mr. Isaku Sanusi. This project is for the construction of CHIPS compound in Sayiri, and it involves the construction of CHIPS compound, then the purchase of medical equipment, and then the construction of borehole as well. So, Mr. Sanusi, you can join Ambassador for the signing. Right. Okay. All right. So Ambassador and Mr. Sanusi are done with the signing. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Right. Thank you very much, Ambassador, Mr. Sanusi. Thank you. Now I would like to invite the members of Integra to join Mr. Sanusi and Ambassador for a picture. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Ambassador and Mr. Sanusi. I will go to the second signing for today, and that is the project for construction of health center at Bonoso. And I would like to invite Mr. Jacob Amoa from Mampo Municipal Health Directorate. And this project is also for the construction of a health center and the purchase of medical equipment. All right. Yes. Please let's clap for Mr. Amor and His Excellency. Thank you very much. Now, the members from Mampo Municipal can join Mr. Amor and Ambassador for picture.
One of you like comments. We cannot
All right.
look at 4 different cameras.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Amor. All right. So we'll be signing the last grant for the day, and this project is for the construction of neonatal intensive care units at West Gonja Hospital in Damango. Please let's invite once again Most Reverend Peter Anchier. All right. Please let's clap for Ambassador and Mr. Reverend. Now the members from West Gonja can join Ambassador and Reverend. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
We should look at these 2 cameras. Okay.
All right. All right. Okay.
Everyone?
Yes.
Hi. So please smile. Thank you very much.
Okay, His Excellency.
Hi.
Good. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations on the 3 wonderful projects.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what has been Japan's consistent, assistance? Of this project to Ghana. Why this?
Well, this morning we have signed agreements for the 3 projects. One in the Upper West, one in Ashanti region, one in Northern region. And they are in the area of health, like a CHIPS compound, a clinic. And we consider these communities or community-based people engaged in very important projects because they relate to the core of the people's living health issues. Because Japan considers health is one of the most critical elements for people's happiness and people's lives, Japan and Japanese people are happy to contribute.
Interesting. But in course of your statement, I think I realized that you said health comes with no cost.
Mm.
I mean, how about that? You really love that statement. So how about that?
You know, in reality, there is limited budget. Limited budget for the people of Japan, limited budget for the people of Ghana. And as leaders have to make judgment, you have choices of building something or doing something in the health sector. And although everybody has a good intention doing something in the health sector, but sometimes some people say it is less visible. Building something big may appear to be easier for people to see. And also some people argue, you know, this budget is a cost for this and for that. But what is important is, in order to make the health delivery, health services delivery available, you can actually prevent people from the need to go to hospitals, need to buy medicine. And instead, they become happy, healthy citizens. And they are not only happy, but they can contribute to the markets, to the factories, and elsewhere. And therefore, a little budget in the health sector to prevent serious diseases is actually a wonderful contribution, wonderful investment, which will turn back to your own people. So that is what I meant. You know, health projects should not be looked at cost, but it is making people happy, saving lives, and actually saving costs.
Okay. Now, I realized that, you know, some of the recipients were so much grateful for their selection. How did you come by, you know, the selection? Because I'm very much aware there could be more, you know, I mean, people who actually applied for this particular, you know, grant. But how come? How did you select this particular 3 out of the lot?
We receive hundreds of ideas, and we wish we could be helpful for all, but we cannot be. And a few very important aspects we look at. One is naturally its purpose. Our project is called the Grassroots Human Security Project. Human security, helping people, health, education, such issues close to your lives. So we look at the purpose of the project. But also important is the implementation, because we can be helpful up to the completion by providing some funding. But once it's complete, it is entirely in the hands of the people. So whether they are capable of managing the project, and not only themselves, but also with the support from the local communities, local district, and other people in the local communities are essential. So we look at these aspects. And today, I'm very pleased for all the projects. We see big commitment from the local districts and other people, not, you know, in providing land, providing furniture, providing health officer, personnel, and also commitment for maintenance. So these are very important parts. So we are open for ideas and projects, but we will really appreciate such good project in terms of the purposes, but also with a good plan of not only completion, but continuing in your own hands.
Finally, I realized that in your statement, you actually threw more emphasis on the Tokyo International Conference of Africa Development.
Yes.
Good. And how significant is it to, you know, Ghana-Japan relations?
Ghana and Japan, we have very good relations. We have very good relations because of, I think, many friendships. Unfortunately, however, there is a distance, physical distance between the two countries. So we have to increase the number and intensity of contacts. So big conference next year is one of the opportunities where we are very much looking forward to the participation and the contribution by His Excellency the President, because we know he is a wonderful person to have. And on that occasion, what is important is this TICAD Tokyo International Conference on African Development. It's not only Japan-Africa Conference, but it involves many other people, including international organizations, and European partners, American partners, North American partners, and also new partners like China and Brazil. All of us get together to discuss what we can do, what we should do for the African development. So it is going to be very important, not only between Japan-Ghana relations, but also for everybody to get together and discuss, what we can do, what should do for our friends in Africa.
Thank you and arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Your Japanese is very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Welcome to HS Television, sir.
Thank you very much.
Briefly, are you happy, as an entity with this grant assistance from Japan?
Certainly, as I mentioned in my statement, I'm very happy and grateful for the grant because we happen to find ourselves working in a very rural area. As I mentioned, about 86% of the people in my diocese, that is the 5 districts making up the diocese of Damongo, are in very rural communities. And the social and economic infrastructure is very underdeveloped. As I indicated, this project is going to serve basically all the districts and even beyond. For many years, because of the effort of the church to provide quality health services, you have people coming all the way from La Côte d'Ivoire, some coming from even Tamale area. They pass the teaching hospital and they come. And the neonatal intensive care unit is going to be very unique in the whole area. So I'm very happy. And it is also to help to take care of, we have been working for the past years to lower the maternal death of young children who die. So this one is for us a further step to try to help the many young people or children who are born because of low weight, they die. We think that this facility will help us to give better services to these children because that is the future of the society.
Wonderful. Finally, I heard the MC, just also telling all recipients to have that sustainability spirit, of all these projects. How are you going to ensure that it's really sustained to an appreciable level?
Well, in preparing this project, we had to do a lot of consultation. And as a church, we know that we cannot do it alone. We need, for instance, the collaboration of the traditional rulers. We need the collaboration of the assemblies, the district assembly, particularly of West Gonja. So we had to engage them to see what aspect they can contribute, because at the end of the day, this facility is going to serve the people within the district and the other districts in the area. Normally, government will provide such facilities, but where government is not able, and another institution like the church collaborating with government, we find certain opportunities, we indicate, but then we try to pull other stakeholders along so that we will continue. And as a diocese, sustainability is one of our core values. So when we are initiating a project like this, which, as the ambassador has mentioned, it has to go into the future for the future generations to come. So we are very particular about that, and we are determined to be able to sustain this project with the help of other stakeholders.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So, Stella, integrated action for community development. So, how happy are you at this final,
Yes, we are happy, and as I said in my speech earlier on, we really appreciate what Japan Embassy has done, not for our own selves, but for the people of Seyiri community and Upper West region at large. You realize that Seyiri community is a farming community, and they are subsistent farmers. So after daily work, they've been so much stressful, and they had to access healthcare far distance place, about 23 kilometers. And the road network to that community is very deplorable. It's not all that in good shape. And we also realize that they only get access to vehicles moving to the community on market days. So due to that particular background of accessing healthcare, the distance factor is there, and as well as the deplorable nature of their roads, you realize that they have so many health issues. Accessibility was an issue there, as well as healthcare improvement services. So this project will come to address those issues. It will increase their access to healthcare and improve the rate at which healthcare was delivered in that community.
Wonderful. Finally, the sustainability aspect is what we really want to
Yes.
hear from you guys. How are you going to sustain, the strength of this project?
Yeah, the project, the physical construction will take within a duration of 12 months, and after that we are working closely with the District Assembly and Municipal Health Directorate, and together we'll form a committee, a facility management team, and that will constitute people from the community, the Municipal Health Directorate, and the District Assembly. They will take charge of daily management of the facility. But when it comes to hardcore maintenance after the project period, the assembly will have to come in. There has been arrangement and there have been commitment from the municipal assembly. They will take charge of the maintenance in as far as fiscal maintenance is concerned. But daily running of the project, ensuring that things are in order, there will be facility management team in place that will be taking care of this thing. It's Sahaku Sanusi. Thank you too.
Asante Mampo.
Okay. So, Mr. Amwa, just throw more light on your happiness at the signing of this particular event today.
I have a confession to make. And the confession is, as a district director for almost 10 years, one of my key objectives is to see how best the health status of any population can be improved, and also to leave a legacy as part of my work. And I've been battling, and seriously battling, to solve some of these basic problems in the context that when you want to improve access, because that is one of the basic challenges we need to address as a country. And when you need to improve access, and you realize that access is not only the physical access related, but financial and otherwise, then it gets to a point where it becomes so frustrating, and you are able to get somebody or a group who will come to assist, address the issue. Then, in the context of that, happiness cannot even be quantified. So I'm more than happy about the assistance we're getting from the Japanese embassy.
So sustainability?
Sustainability technically is not a problem in the sense that it has to do with whether you're trying to go alone or the community is owning it. So it has to do with community ownership. And even as we speak, when we started everything, the community was involved, the assembly was involved, and I even made reference to the regional director committing himself to staffing and other things. So sustainability for me is assured. And even as we speak, though we had not even signed the contract, as soon as they heard we were coming down, they quickly rushed to the site and started clearing the place. They even want us to come and quickly finish things. That is how the extent of the degree to which they want to own. And the municipal chief executive too has been involved in everything that is going on. And I believe one of the reasons why they selected us had to do with the fact that when they wanted to come and assess the community, potential community participation, when they got to our end and we went to the municipal chief executive, he left everything and rather led them to the site. And when we got to the site, the community had waited for them for 4 to 5 hours. So that should give you a very good idea about the potential commitment issues.
Thank you very much for your time.
Right.